Good afternoon from Spain. Had a bit of a restart there. Yeah, so basically, this is going to be a bit of an update on the cost of living in Spain for what we're actually paying, and there's slight variations on this because obviously month to month it can be slightly different. In this case, what we're going to start with is the basic bills, which everybody has, which you rent. I'll put all these in the comments in the description so you can actually see what our cost of living is. I'll actually do it in the list order. It's going to be easier. So first thing I want to say is the electric bill. The electric bill fluctuates. In the winter time, it was up as 150, but now it's got zero electric on the aircon, so that'll be down to probably about 75, 80. So what I do is I put that down as 100 a year. So that's about 100 euros a year. Medical insurance is 128. That's for the family of 4. That's fully inclusive. The only thing that doesn't cover is dentist work, but everything else, even long-term illness, is covered in the insurance policy. Next one would be water. The water cost is about 40 euros a month, although we find we get our bill quarterly. So you'll get a bill every 3 months for about 120 euros, whatever, so that's an ongoing cost. There's not a lot you can do about that. The school, we pay for things like school meals. If we're a bit further out, we'd have to pay for the school bus as well. But because we're within the 3-kilometer distance, that costs us roughly 100 euros a month. That goes up and down as well, because that's mainly for what they call a Commodore, which is the kids' meals. And that fluctuates month to month, number of days in the months, etc. So I put 100, but it is actually below 100. But that's roughly what you're going to be paying on that for the kids. Rent, 300 euros a month. And I don't expect that to change. Quite simply, it's the market rate. It's roughly about 300 a month in this area. So that's going to continue to do that. Gordon and May, for example, got a bigger place and paying about 150 more. In the same way, I've got other friends that pay 500 plus for something with 2-3 beds, where there's 2-bedroom apartment, basic apartment. And that's roughly what it costs here on the coast on a long-term basis. You can find cheaper places. I know if you go a bit further inland, there is cheaper options out there, because obviously we have these extra bills on top, but sometimes you can find a place that includes the electric and water for 300. Louise, there's somewhere like that, and I think Andy's place is a bit like that as well on the rent, because a lot of the time you keep the name as the landlord because you pay for name changes and stuff. So either you just put a direct debit on it, or if you can find the place that'll do it, they'll put it in your rent. Next thing is a car. I put £100, 100 euros a month on this, but it doesn't actually cost us anywhere near that. The reason I sort of looked at this is like I pay my insurance in cash. I pay a lump sum for the year, but it works out about 29 euros a month. So you're talking about 30 euros a month for insurance, then your fuel. But 100 a month is a bit much unless you're actually traveling around for work. So I put 100 down, but in reality, it costs us about 50. Next one is internet. We pay about 56, 58 euros a month, which is a lot for crap internet. We only have one provider in the town, unless we go on the old antenna system. So I'm looking at that at the moment because I may get another system in just to test it, because you can get them down as low as 12 euros. So that's something you could get cheaper. Mobile phones, we've started loading our phones more regularly because we've been out and about, so that costs us another 20 euros a month on average. We use Lebara. I don't really rate them too much. I think they're very restrictive on the data. You do get free phone calls from Lebara to Lebara, but in all honesty, I go through their data load too quick, and I can't buy like a couple of bulk loads of it. you sort of like get capped, and then you can't load for 30 days, which I think is completely naff. And then you got food costs, which I estimate it's about €300 a month. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. But I put 300 because I think this budget is easy to manage in, because we can live on a lot less than 300. I can tell you that now. It's just that all our produce is fresh. It's all good quality meat cuts, etc. It's none of it's processed, none of it's tinned. It's all good food. So I know some people could reduce that cost, which is coming in at €1,138 at the minute, which is up from last year, which was about €1,000. And I think I calculate, because somebody was asking me, could they live here for €800 a month? The answer to that is yes. We have expenses there that other people will not have, like the school costs. There's 100 in for that, and then obviously your car cost is probably going to be lower. Your mobile phone may be lower, but your food is certainly going to be lower. But I just wanted to do an update, because it's costing us just 1138 a month at the minute. I don't see that going down, because we're quite comfortable at that. We're quite happy with that. I think that's a reasonable cost of living. But I just thought I'd do an update for 2017, because we haven't updated for a while, and a few things have changed since I last brought the food in. Because obviously I was doing the self-employment route. The insurance was part of the Social Security payments, so that's a change. We now have private insurance, and I'll keep the private insurance because €128 a year, a month, I don't think it's that expensive for the quality of service you got when you need it. From everything from cancer treatment to well, I might even upgrade it a bit to cover dentist cover for the kids. But once the kids' residency paperwork's here, they got free dental cover anyway. I'm not sure what up to what age, but there is free dental cover. But yeah, I hope you find this useful, because that's what it costs. Thanks for watching.